Hello. In my previous video, I talked about how can Ukrainian bank or Ukrainian financial institution restrict someone who owes them money to go abroad, to cross the border. I will just repeat now that when bank gets a court's decision, goes to executive service, and when executive service arrests all property, land, cars, person will be notified that their immovable and movable property was arrested, but will not be notified that they have restriction to cross the border now. And before we begin, please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. So you would ask a question here: how is it possible to find out that girl, for example, has a restriction to cross the border? And there are actually two ways to find out about that. First option is to buy a cheap bus ticket, for example, to go to Moldova or to Poland and try to cross the border. If such restriction exists, then border control official will tell that girl that she has a restriction to go abroad, that there is a ban, and they must give the written official statement explaining why they did not allow her to cross the border. In that statement, it will be stated that there is a court's decision, there will be a number of the court's decision, and as of which date it is in force actually, and whom to contact to solve this problem. And it will be official paper on A4 paper with a stamp of border control unit and with a personal stamp of the inspector of the border control who actually gave that official statement to the girl. Second option is to go to a lawyer and ask lawyer to send a lawyer's request to the Central Border Control Office in Kiev and ask if this particular person has a restriction to go abroad or if there is no such restriction. Lady actually can send a registered letter by herself to the Central Border Control Office in Kiev, but in 99% cases she will not get a reply from them, because in law it doesn't state that Ukrainian border control should reply to requests of private people, but to requests of lawyers they must reply within 30 days. So most probably in 1 month, lawyer will get that paper from Border Control Office that will state if woman has such restriction or no. Here is a letter from private bank that a scammer girl sent to our client, in which says that her debt to the bank is 217,000 hryvnias, which is about $5,000. She said to our client that she desperately wants to come to him, wants to meet him, but she cannot do that until that debt is paid off. Even if this letter was legit, it did not automatically mean that she has a restriction to cross the border. Letter is fake, and it is seen clearly because it is signed by Gerhard Biosh, who was a chief executive officer of private bank until 1st of November 2024. Such papers are never signed by the first executive officer of the bank, and on 5th February of 2025, Gerhard was already in Austria, and not in Poltava, where most probably he had never visited in his entire life. I must say that quality of that fake paper from private bank, as well as fake ID card and fake passport to go abroad, were exceptional. We did not believe that they were fake until we checked them in the Migration Office database. After checking, we saw that such passports never existed. But from the very beginning, we knew that private bank statement was fake. So if any girls send you any statements or documents, you can always send them to us for verification. It will not cost you much, but it will save you a lot of money in the long run. So what can be done if such restriction to go abroad indeed exists? Of course, first option is to pay off the debt in full. But if debt is, for example, $5,000 or $10,000, it is possible to just hire a lawyer, and lawyer will just go to the court and ask the court to remove such ban, because he will say that girl wants to pay off the debt, but she cannot find any job in Ukraine now, because we have real big crisis in economy and it's not so easy to find a good paid job, and she wants to go to Europe, for example, to earn that money and to pay off the debt to the bank, and of course to earn some money for her living. In such case, in 99.9% of cases, court of course will remove the ban. They will notify, of course, the bank that the ban is removed, but girl will have about 30 days to cross the border, because bank cannot go to court so quickly and to get another decision to block her from going abroad. And for such service, lawyer will ask from around 300 to 700 US dollars, depending on how much money she owes to the bank. And if such ban exists and you talk to any girl and she sends you the proof that such restriction exists, you can contact us and we will help you to solve this problem without paying all debt to the bank or to the financial institution. In my next video, I will talk how much money can Ukrainian girl actually have in debt to a Ukrainian bank. Usually it will not be more than $2,000, but I will explain it to you in more details in my next video. Let's summarize this video. The only proof that girl has a restriction to cross the border will be either official paper from border control unit when she tried to cross the border by herself, and it would be an A4 paper stating why she was restricted to cross the border. Second, it would be an official reply from border control office in Kiev to a lawyer's request, if girl requests a lawyer to send such letter. Usually lawyers will charge for this service from $50 to $100, by the way. Or it can be a copy of a court's decision, but if girl did not attend the court when her case was listened, very unlikely she will have the court's decision. You can always contact us if you receive any documents from any girls to verify them. If you need any assistance, help or advice, you can always also email me. I always glad to help those people who really need help. If you have any brief questions, feel free to ask them under this video in comments, and I will be glad to answer them. In the meantime, I wish you all good luck, success, happiness, joy, tranquility, and of course, stay healthy and wealthy.